ってたのにラストは。
So, let's catch up. For the record, Taichi's safely back in Okinawa by now. Saw him off at the airport personally. Bought him enough tchotchkes to fill a duffel bag. That cabaret fight shouldn't sour his memories of the city.
Good. Taichi's lucky to have you looking out. Thank you, Date-san.
Hang on. Too early to start thanking me. We need to talk about what's next.
Hmm?
Come on. Taichi's far from the only one you've shut out. You've been dead to the world how many years?
That's what I'm supposed to be. Dead men don't keep in touch. The Daidoji faction made that clear. They only back me as long as I stick to the shadows.
Then what happens now? There's video evidence of Kazuma Kiryu still walking the earth. Force majeure, as the French call it, out of our hands. Daidoji say anything about that yet?
No, nothing so far.
As I thought, they're not omnipotent anyway. Not half as much as they were.
What are you trying to say, Date-san?
Only that, the way I see it, the Daidoji faction has reason to loosen your leash a bit. If circumstances align for a near miss or two with old friends, they'll likely be too occupied to care.
Maybe. But you're forgetting. I keep my promises, whether I'm forced to or not.
Oh, I'm well aware. But seeing Taichi didn't make you break your word, did it? You keep your distance, they never know you're there. I'm sure the Daidoji won't raise a stink.
And if I were one of them, I'd be none too happy.
Bloody hell. Does that backbone of yours ever bend? How about this, then? You know what Kamurocho's like these days. With the Tojo and Omi put to pasture, the Yakuza are just a memory. Petty criminals filled that gap. Better or worse, they're too insignificant to pin down. Cops have nothing to hold on to with them.
I get it. So what?
Some Kamurocho folk think it's worse than ever. Reminds me, Akiyama's gone quiet lately.
Hmm? Akiyama? You can't find him? Date-san, when was the last time you two spoke?
Just after the dissolution, I suppose. He caught when Kazuma Kiryu might have had a hand in it. Akiyama went hunting for anything he could find, but came back with nothing more than rumors. He rang me up late one night during his investigations. I've tried calling him since, but there's never an answer. He might have finally left town.
What? So he just disappeared? Do you even know if he's alive?
The thought occurred to me, so I've kept a watch going. If he shows up, the police will know. Are you worried? He's just one of plenty you've turned your back to, after all.
I can't help but be curious. Of course I want to know how they're all doing.
That's so. Glad you finally said it. I'd feel the same way in your shoes. It's time to do something about that.
Tell me what you want from me, Date-san.
I thought I'd been clear. This whole bucket kick list of yours is an opportunity. You and the Daidoji can stay honest with each other while we get you some closure on things. Leave everything to me. Akiyama, too. I'll dig him up somehow.
Date-san.
Who else out there do you need to see? Think. Kamurocho's got a lot of faces. You spent practically half your life on those streets.
The people who meant the most to me are dead. Kazuma-san, Yumi, even Nishiki. I still visit their graves. In fact, I was just there recently. To say I'll be with them soon.
God's sake. All right, let's focus on the ones who are still above ground. Because, like it or not, that includes you. for now. So who else, hmm?
How's that daughter of yours doing?
Huh? Saya? Oh, she's fine. She's married now. 3 kids.
She's... doesn't that mean you're a grandfather? I don't believe it. You never thought to tell me?
Because that's not what we're here to talk about, damn it. All right. Quit trying to distract me, would you? Take your time if you have to. Think of Kamurocho, okay? I know there's someone there.
Kamurocho locals that I knew. Well, I guess there's Kazuki and Yuya.
There you go. That's a great call, in fact. Kazuki and Yuya. They're doing well, last I checked. As you know, Stardust fell to the Korean Mafia some time back, but it's up and running again.
Is that so?
Yep, now that we have that settled, I only have to come up with a plan. Some way the Daidoji faction will write off as a coincidence, just in case. Like with Taichi, we need the perfect setting. Give me a bit of time.
Whatever you say. I'll go along with this because I trust you. Thanks, Date-san.
Stop it. This is something I want to do. There's no need for one word of appreciation.
I see you got here quick. Should have known you two would hustle.
Yeah, what took you? Hey, Zhao! Jungi-han!
How are you? It's been so long.
Indeed. I see you two are as lively as ever.
Well, hello there. Taichi Suzuki-san.
I've seen you two around.
He used to lead the Yokohama Liumang, and I'm sure you remember Jungi-han.
Sunny filled me in on the details, including those about your condition.
Did she? Guess that saves us some time. Who are they?
Some local detectives. I call them up every now and again to keep me informed on Ijincho's latest and greatest. They're still in the trial phase, of course.
On that note, looks like your detective doesn't recognize our man Kiryu-san.
Well, ignorance is bliss, as they say.
So that's what's up. Sawashiro's a hard man to read, I'll admit. Depending on how deep he's in with Ebina, we may want to rethink our approach.
The Seiryu clansman similarly hard to read after Takabe, their next chairman, went to prison. But hearing this puts a lot into perspective.
Yeah? How so?
It goes back to Takabe's arrest. He was suspected of handing his men illegal firearms. Apparently there was a rat, and now it's smelling more and more like Ebina.
Why?
I heard a Seiryu clan informant leaked the details that led to Takabe's arrest. Now, if Ebina was truly after a second-grade dissolution, he wouldn't need his superior out of the picture. So at the time, we never pinned him as the traitor. However, if the dissolution is merely a ruse, and his true goal was to take the reins of the Seiryu clan, then it's all but certain that Takabe's arrest is his doing.
Is it possible he wanted to split up the Yakuza, but then change his mind after swearing up himself?
Or maybe he joined the Seiryu clan intending to take over from the start. And to do that, he even sacrificed his career with the police.
Why do all that, though?
That's what I'd like to know.
Actually, if Sawashiro's always sticking around Ebina, I bet he'd have some clue.
Yeah. Assuming he's not on board with Ebina's plans like Kasuga says.
Well, Sunny already knows how to contact the guy. Let's just dial him up and see if he'll talk. Long as Ebina's not breathing down his neck.
Well,
No. Thank you.
What's up?
Sawashiro speaking.
It's Kiryu. We need to talk.
Kiryu-san.
Where are you right now? Your boss there with you?
Before we get lost in the weeds, care to tell me what this is about?
I just want to have a conversation. Somewhere Ebina isn't around.
Well, that's unfortunate. Now, things are rather busy on my end. As you may be aware, I've got my hands full training our men for Hawaii.
You're nothing but a talking head to those men. And your hands are full doing what exactly? Wiping Ebina's ass?
Cute. If it was Ichi who said that, I'd have slit his throat right now.
Then maybe you should say that to my face. Or are you too much of a coward?
I'm at the Seiryu clan warehouse at the docks. Nanba should know how to get there.
I trust Ebina won't be there listening?
No. But it won't be a private meeting. We've got men posted up at every corner. And I doubt they'll appreciate intruders, so don't go expecting a warm welcome.
Fair enough.
Well, if you're that dead set on it, I won't bother talking you down. Best of luck.
So, how should we take that exactly? If we go see Sawashiro, we'll be facing down enemies left and right.
Yep, sure sounded like it.
If you ask me, I think Sawashiro wanted to meet us.
Yeah?
Just think about it. If he wasn't interested, he never would have given his location or the warning at the end. In fact, it's almost like he was sending an SOS.
Wait a sec. So does this mean he's actually on our side?
Well, hell, let's get our asses over to him then.
However, there's a chance we're playing right into his hand. Meaning once we set foot into that warehouse, we'll have to go through hordes of Yakuza only to find Ebina waiting.
Then how do we know whether Sawashiro's lying or not?
Only way to know for sure is to pay him a visit.
As risky as it sounds, I guess we don't have much choice.
Guess not.
Okay, then why don't I lend you a hand?
Huh?
Huh? What? I'm not invited?
No, we could use your help, if it's all right.
You think I'd rather chill here and let Sunny hog all the fun?
No, but think about it. If you two make a big scene, it could disturb what little piece hangs in the balance.
That's why we have you to keep the scales from tipping.
You make it sound so simple.
I won't deny that we could use an extra ally. But given your position, won't it cause problems for you to start a fight with the Seiryu clan?
Hey, there are problems in Ijincho as it is. And we've got the Seiryu themselves to thank. And it's them who started this shit. So I say, we shove some back in their faces. Besides, If I let my position hold me back, what kind of lame-ass friend would I be? That isn't stopping you, right? Whoops. May have spoken out of turn there.
No, I think I'm the one who's guilty of that. Forgive me. I take it you're on board?
Huh, I suppose. I won't welcome him with open arms or anything, but maybe a pat on the head will do.
Sheesh. What do I gotta do to get on your good side? It's all good. Let's get out there and kick some ass together.
Hell yeah. Zhao's back to spice up the party.
At this point, we're basically unstoppable, right?
Must be nice, having all the fun to yourselves.
Ah.
Got it.
Good you're here, Kiryu. Have everything you need?
Yeah, let's go.
Straight over to Stardust. Kazuki and Yuya are both working there today. Hope you're prepared for this. We're giving that bucket list some weight to it. And there it is. Kamurocho's prevailing host club, Stardust.
Prevailing, huh? They've come a long way, I suppose.
Obviously, the Jingon occupation brought some drastic changes a while back. Now it's returned to its more traditional roots, so to speak. That Kazuki boy's always had a vision.
You're not kidding. That's not just traditional. It's downright nostalgic.
Huh?
Yuya.
Honestly, things never change. Right in the middle of the street.
Like I give a shit who you're with. The Tojo clan couldn't even get protection money from us. Get out of here. Don't come back again.
You're freaking dead! We're gonna ruin this joint!
That the best you got for me? Real Kamurocho natives sneeze better threats. Let me teach you. Never screw with the big boys.
Ah!
Hey, isn't that... Oh, my gosh! Kazuki-san!
He's the coolest! And Yuya-san's here too! I'm ascending.
Nicely done, Yuya. You're as fearless as the day I met you.
Kazuki-san. I'll cover the outside. You worry about business on the inside.
You know how boring it is without you in there? Come. There's always more to do.
On it.
Wow! So chic! Stardust! I want to marry this place!
Seems as popular as ever, huh?
I suppose so. I appreciate you helping me get one last look at them.
Slow down. Hey, that was the owner just now, right? Hell of a show.
Oh, yeah, wasn't it?
Those crooks were looking for protection money. Amazing how you all beat them back. And by the looks of it, business is booming for you boys.
Suppose so. We're pretty old-fashioned as host clubs go. Our competitors like to say we're behind the times. But Kazuki-san's a great boss, and with him in charge again, we're all eager to work here. The fact that he still pulls in such young fans is especially motivating. Us young bloods have to keep up.
I'm glad to see people still admire Kazuki and Yuya.
That'll never change. They've always been a different breed. And Kamurocho fixtures for decades. Most people have forgotten by now, but the Jingon Mafia took this place some time ago. They had money, weapons, people. Things got really rough for a bit.
The Jingon used Stardust to launch their Kamurocho expansion. It was a smart play.
Oh, mister, you know your stuff. Have you heard the entire history behind it all? As to why the Jingon was targeting Kamurocho in the first place, I mean. You see, the Korean Mafia was beaten, badly, by Tojo Clan Yakuza back in the 80s. Meaning, no offense, you two look like you might have been around back then. Do you know about the Dragon of Dojima?
Yep, I've heard the name before at least.
I figured. No one who knows anything about Kamurocho wouldn't know Kazuma Kiryu, after all. Yeah, Kiryu-san was a legend who kicked the Jingon out almost single-handedly. Kazuki-san and Yuya, though, had the misfortune of being his friends. So, when the Jingon Mafia finally came back, they went straight for Stardust in retribution. You could say Kazuki-san was just another victim of Kazuma Kiryu's legacy of violence.
Huh. Not exactly sure that's accurate. You know?
Don't you think? I gotta say, this city's story has always been about honest people paying for the underground sins. At least the Jingon are dead and buried now, anyway. Kiryu-san too, so I've been told. And with all of them gone, it fell to Kazuki-san to rebuild on his own. It kills me to think of him having to bow his head to every moneylender in town. If those criminals could hear me from hell, especially Kiryu, I'd have some words for him.
I see. Fair enough. I'd say you've got a point.
Hey!
Thanks for your time. Hope we didn't bother you.
No, of course not. No bother at all, sirs.
Hey, where are you going? This isn't what we came for. Kazuki and Yuya are coming to Serena in a little while.
Don't tell me you invited them there.
I'm not saying you have to reveal yourself. It's just a chance to hear them, see how they're really doing.
No. I saw for myself they're doing well. And I've heard enough.
Oh, come on, don't say that. I promise you, whatever that toddler of a host said, Kazuki and Yuya don't agree with him. I've never heard them utter one word of resentment.
Even still,
Honestly, just come upstairs. What's a Kamurocho trip without revisiting this place anyway? Think of it as part of the tour. Ah, there you are. Good to see you, Kazuki, Yuya.
Likewise. Thank you for inviting us.
Not every day the legendary detective of Kamurocho asks you out for drinks.
Is that the kind of barefaced flattery Stardust customers get treated to, Yuya?
That wasn't flattery. Everyone knows I speak my mind, pure and simple.
All right, all right.
Hey, by the way, this place is empty. You didn't, like, reserve the whole bar for us, did you?
Not at all. This is the slow time of night. Always clears out around now.
Come on, Yuya. Don't be presumptuous.
Okay, Kazuki-san, but I bet you were thinking the same thing.
Here it is, trying to clear your name by muddying mine. I apologize for that, Date-san.
Oh, get this, Date-san. Know what happened earlier? Some small-timers actually came around for protection fees.
Yeah, I saw. Happened to be down the street during the confrontation. Well fought. Don't tell anyone I said that. Technically, I probably should have arrested you.
How are you always so up to date?
Rolling on Stardust's front door just now? Gotta say, it actually brought back memories.
Yeah? Of what sort?
Huh. Do you have to ask? I'm sure we're all thinking the same thing.
Yep. Dead to rights, yeah?
Come on, don't keep me in suspense.
Back in the day, Yuya would hurl Yakuza hither and yon from our doorway. Let's say for one, Kiryu-san, naturally.
I get it now. Of course he'd come to mind.
Hard to believe that was almost 20 years ago now.
Yeah. Crazy. I can count on one hand the fights I've lost in my life, but I've never felt strength like his before or since. That first night, he looked just like any other mid-rank soldier come to squeeze us.
Huh. Little did you know you were picking a fight with the Dragon of Dojima.
Time never slows down, huh? Soon, Kiryu-san will have been dead for as long as I knew him when he was alive.
Yuya keeps a bottle on reserve just in case he ever shows up again someday. One of our most expensive bottles, in fact. Doesn't exactly help our bottom line.
Well, Yuya's not alone there. Sometimes I'm stunned he's been gone so long.
Bet everyone in this district who ever met the guy feels that, now and again.
Maybe. Still, he had a way of bringing trouble wherever he went, wouldn't you say? Stardust must have surely suffered over the years because of him, no? Your doorman has something of a grudge against him, in fact.
Can't in good faith deny that, I guess. Talk about someone the world just has it out for. There were times he'd waltz in, and you'd know a storm was coming. I don't know. Do you think Kiryu-san would forgive me if he heard me say that?
It's fine. If you're still carrying this with you, might as well let it out.
Okay. The thing is, no one ever took the brunt of it worse than Kiryu-san himself. When that man clenched his jaw and furrowed his eyes, all your doubts would disappear.
I'll never forget the first time we met. He was ready to overthrow the Tojo clan, all on his own. But then, he found a little girl worth 10 billion yen, and decided to protect her like she was his own blood. After that, Kiryu-san became an icon to the city. Anyone who knew him knew the courage he could instill. Every twist and turn, all our troubles and hard times felt bearable then.
Yeah, that's what Kiryu-san was to us. That's why it's so hard to believe he's gone for good.
Hey, Date-san.
Hmm?
Why tonight? Why invite both of us here all of a sudden? Did anything happen recently?
What do you mean?
I wonder. News of Kiryu-san, perhaps? A sighting, a rumor, a word? Some sliver of evidence somehow suggesting that his death was a feint?
Don't do this to yourselves. I'm sorry, but I called you because I felt like seeing some old friends.
I see. And that's all it is?
Ah, come on. Can you blame us for hoping for something more?
You too.
Kazuki-san likes to say that Kiryu-san deserves to have us honor his legacy. That's why Stardust was worth all the scraping and clawing it took to get it back.
Yeah, that must have been difficult. But from the looks of it, Stardust has truly recovered. Kamurocho itself, even. Like the city's healing from Tenkaichi Street out.
For the first time in a long time. I think I'd be proud for him to visit us again. I'd like him to know that we're still standing. I suppose I understand Yuya and his bottle now.
It's all right. I have a feeling he's damn proud of the both of you. Believe me, there's not a doubt in my mind. I should apologize for dragging you all the way up there. I know you're busy.
You don't have to do that. I appreciate all the work it took.
Kazuki and Yuya, well, feel free to tell me I was right. Those two have always looked up to you. Maybe Kamurocho can become a little bit better, if its people don't forget the man who fought for it. How was it, hearing all that?
It was good. I felt happy. Like listening in on your own funeral, though.
Yeah, that's understandable, I suppose. Although, what better way to find perspective on the life you've led than that? No one expects they're the poor bastard everyone will say good riddance over. Except maybe you. You think you only ever put people in danger. I'm gonna prove to you you're wrong. I'm working on another clandestine reunion. Stay in touch until then.
Thanks for the drink. See you again soon.
Good night, Kiryu. Do your best to hold on to what they said.